breaking away of being a great. They slamming the door, I'm jumping the gate. Cause a starving stomach like being punched in the face. And an instrumental was the last time that I ate food from all of the base. My ace boom goon, big son told me about the game. 20 years later, know my name. King, crown me, lounge in the back of the spot. Pay homage to an underground peasant, climb to the top. Funny style, on elevators could never fade us. I peep data stain anytime they congratulate us. Goggles is worn and bottles is popping. I'm Deion Sanders on haters, this ice bucket dropping over their head with it. They get a crab with it. You either fight or flight, I ain't one for the ledge living. I do it for the one that died or fed millions. With soul food flow that stock my bare kitchen. I'm liberated. I drew a play that they ain't illustrated. I make a move they gladly imitated. I ain't flattered, I'm a dragon to your paper castle. The Alpha and Omega promise it ain't nothing after. A new beginning. My catalog like James Earl Jones, the ever living. Imagine if I did make beats that's more for killing. Imagine if you come from the side by my city. You probably wouldn't make it, oh yeah, really. I go extra to be great. I go extra for the fam, I go extra for the cake. I got extras on the plate. I go extra every day, I got extras on the way. How much? Extra, extra. How much? Extra, extra. How much? Extra, extra. How much? Extra, extra. Ain't no mileage of $4 configure the road I travel. Don't gravel that probably baffle it. Label scribble on paper, they wanna shackle it. I own my masters and royalties, you can't raffle it. Wrist drip like a mango, fingertips like I'm Thanos. Knocking those down, no bangles. Without a Kango, tailor-made. Walk with a limp, them bands is heavy, I need a brace. I am money, I guess the world is just a safe combination needed, not a coke kid. I'm the extra lighter on the dresser. I know you need it, smoking out the competition, pouring up, we undefeated. What you heard, let's hear we eatin', talking about extra with a splash, extra acting bad. Pull it like parades on parades, extra with the slab. Pay what it cost for the tab, extra with the band. Young Chris, a king, better add extra under that. Woo! I go extra to be great. I go extra for the fam, I go extra for the cake. Extra every day, I got extras on the way. How much?
EA Sports coverage of the National Football League is on the air. Today we hit Week 10, and we've got a good one in store between the New Orleans Saints and the Pittsburgh. Starting to get a bit longer. Week 10 of the NFL season is here, and we're underway on EA Sports.
This taken in at the goal line.
Oh, and look at this. Right away, a loose football. So a teammate picking him up there, that was nearly disaster.
And the way that you coach these things, you want to make sure you have eyes towards the return guy, because you want to make sure that the catch is secured. A lot of teams do that. They have at least one guy. Okay, you're responsible for making sure he secures the catch. He's not always the one that makes the recovery, but he can always sound out the alarm. Hey, ball's on the ground. We've got to get it back.
From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10.
The first throw, here's Winston.
And his first look is incomplete.
Well, Charles, you think about this defense. This week in preparation, you couldn't hide the fact from them that they're facing a team that's lost 7 in a row. You just wonder if they prepared the same way they normally do.
Yeah, that's a great question, because normally that preparation goes into what you do well on defense. What is the best thing that you do going into a game? But in this case, you might want to take all the tendencies and throw them out the window. I would expect them to throw every trick play in the book right out of the gate in order to try and get something established and get things moving.
An early tough test on the opening drive. This is 3rd and 8. From the shotgun, it's Winston. Again, he's got that man Landry. And he'll get this to the 40, but that's still going to be a few yards short of the first down. They run. It's Kamara. And he's got the first down as he's up to the 45-yard line.
A solid pickup of 5 and a very solid 4th down conversion, and defensively pure frustration.
I'm laughing because I'm not so sure I would have made this call. I'm not so sure I would have said, yeah, let's go ahead and get this one, especially at this point of the game. But give him credit. He had a feeling and carried it through.
Yeah, that's one where you think, okay, if you're down, 2 minutes left, the ball's near midfield, you go for it. But in this stage, at that part of the field, but like you said, it worked.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Winston's throw complete there to Thomas. So back-to-back plays, each get nothing. And 3rd and 8 now.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. They're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
On 3rd down, Winston. The pass caught by Olave. And they'll get this across the midfield stripe, but still winding up short of the 1st down. Winston to throw for it on 4th. He is going to find Hill here. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line. That one good for 17 yards on 4th. Couldn't ask for much more from your offense there. 1st down.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Now a 1st down carry. It's Kamara. And he stopped right at the 25 after a gain of 5.
Brandon, 5 yards on that run. Let's get back to the huddle and make sure if you're a back, you spend time with your offensive line and give them credit. Hard to move those 300-plus pounders at the line of scrimmage, and they did for a significant chunk of yardage.
They go play action. Winston rolling to his right. Looking for Landry, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick. And the Steelers are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Pickett leads the Steelers up here with a fresh set of downs at the 20. A handoff to Harris to begin the drive. And he'll be tackled at the 23 after a gain of 3.
Give credit to the defense for stringing that play out, and they gave up no cutback angle. You know he was trying to dart through. No place for him to go. A nice job there, only giving up a 3-yard gain.
Again, it's Harris on 2nd down. Takes this to the 27. Give him 4 yards.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
They run the play fake. Here's Pickett. Blitz coming, and down he goes. It's a loss of 10 on the sack, and it leads to 4th. On is Presley Harvin now as he'll send this one away. Back deep, Jarvis Landry. It's fielded at the 45. Give him 11 yards that time on the return. And the Saints will have a short field in front of them. They take over here, 1st and 10. On the counter, here's Kamara. They find some up, and he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And he's brought down, but not before he reaches the 8-yard line. It's a gain of 35.
Well, they came into this game saying it was important that they set the tone and show that they can run the football. And I believe that they've done that here in the 1st quarter.
The chain gang hustling to catch up. Here's 1st and goal from just inside the 10. Jameis to throw it. They'll roll him out right. Oh, that's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. picked off by Akello Witherspoon. And the Steelers are going to take over once again, and they'll have it at their own 8-yard line.
Charles, not only is that an interception, it's one when you were really knocking on the door for a touchdown inside the red zone.
You're actually thinking points. No matter what, at worst, you're thinking kicking a field goal and getting 3. We might look back on this in the second half and say, you remember when they didn't get points on that drive? This could cost them.
They take a shot downfield there, but it winds up falling incomplete.
Well, they've got man coverage on the outside, and my scouting report on these DBs tells me that they love to take matters in their own hands. They want man coverage, not zone. And there was good coverage there that forced the incompletion.
On second down, this is Harris. And he's going to be taken down shy of the 10, right around the 9-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and all of a sudden here, it's third down.
Well, that's a good start to this drive on the defensive side of the ball.
Force the incompletion on first down, then you're able to shut down the running play on second.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised now. A little bit of pressure going at the quarterback in an expected passing situation.
Sliding out of the pocket. He'll let it fly for Austin, and he's going to be out up around the 45-yard line.
Looks like a second empty possession to start the game, and certainly not the way you want to start when you're coming off of a loss last week. Every team talks about starting fast. They're hoping on their next possession it can be a delayed fast start and get them going.
On fourth down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. A 7-yard return following a punt of 45 yards. And the Saints will take over with a first down and 10. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
As the offense comes out here, Charles, remember they threw the interception last time out, but they were moving the football down the field. Looked like they were going to have a sustained drive that ended in points, but then the pick ensued.
And because of that, there's no way you can call the last drive a success. Yes, there are things to build on because they found some play calls that worked. Now, they've got to build another drive and find a way to avoid the turnover that plagued it on the last one.
Quick throw knocked away. It's incomplete.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had it to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
On second down, Kamara. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage.
In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down.
Here's Winston.
Locates Kamara on the out route.
And this effort won't be enough as they rally up to stop him a couple of yards short. Now Winston on fourth down. That's out to Hill, right side complete.
And he is going to have the Saints first down as they manage to convert, and that'll keep the drive alive.
Give them credit. They knew what they wanted to dial up on fourth. They executed it for 9 yards, and the offense stays out there.
Oh, they're going to run a little pop pass here. Working with his 2nd and 4.
They give to Ingram up the middle. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down.
Nice job there finding room to maneuver, and he worked his way into another first down. And look, they had great field position to start, but boy, they've done a nice job taking advantage of it.
Now they're just hoping to cap it off. On play action, Winston. And he'll get this into the hands of Hill, complete. And out of bounds all the way down at the 3. An excellent pickup of 20 yards.
When this offense can get their tight ends involved, they can move the football. Here, a nice route, able to look it in, and picks up the first down.
Here we go now on 1st and goal. Kamara. Going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line.
That sends him 2 yards in the wrong direction and leads to second down. Winston now. Steps away to his left.
And that falls to the ground, incomplete. A nice job of bodying him up defensively, and now it brings up third down.
He did a fine job there of not hitting him before the ball arrived, and I've got to tell you, you can often mistime that play because of the angles of approach. When you're going to get him, sometimes you panic as well and think, I've got to be there right now. Instead, in this case, timed it perfectly and knocked it free.
4 yards, that gets him close to the goal line, but it also brings up a 4th and goal.
This is a long drive offensively. Wouldn't you hate to end this with just 3 points?
Doesn't it feel like during a ball game you have certain narratives going on and there's certain drives that seem...
And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara.
He has career touchdown number 78, tying in with both Eddie George and Frank Gifford on the all-time list.
And the Saints post the first points of the ball game as they take the lead here in this second quarter.
After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
Austin elects to bring this out of the end zone. And a good return as he'll be stopped just shy of the 30-yard line.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
Coming off every player's friend, the open week from last weekend.
Oh, there's no doubt about that. Even if you're coming off of a loss as they did, the open week is exactly what you need after you kind of get over it a little bit, right? Rest up the mind, rest up the body, get yourself ready to go. And they have to be eager to play again, especially since they lost the last time out.
And he'll work this one up to about the 38.
So they just need 1 yard here to pick up the first down.
Trying to pick it up on the ground with Harris. Room here to run. And he's going to take this all the way down to the Saints' 28.
51 yards rushing for him here as he starts to draw closer to a 1,000-yard campaign.
So now then, the big play has him all the way inside the 30 now, 1st and 10.
Now Pickett will look to pass it.
Flush to his right. And he overshot him there. It's out of bounds, incomplete. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Working out of the gun, it's Pickett.
Flushed out right. Looking right sideline, but it's incomplete.
And he's missed now his first 4 passing attempts. The rhythm is just not there to begin this ball game.
Chase Claypool, the intended target.
And it's 3rd down.
From the gun, here's Pickett.
Hit as he throws there, incomplete.
That is certainly one way to frustrate a quarterback. Run those extra defenders on the field. Dime package, lots of speed, no space to fit in the football.
Boswell's kick is good.
So he's been automatic to this point of the season, and he connects on the field goal there.
And what a luxury it is to have a kicker you can depend upon, partner, because he hasn't missed all year long. Converts on that one as well. And kudos to you. You didn't jinx him.
After the successful field goal try, here's Boswell to send it away.
And not willing to risk another fumble. He'll sit on this one. It's a touchback.
The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started.
This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles's defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
And it's incomplete, broken up. But there is a flag down. Let's see what that's about.
So a PI call going to cost him there defensively. What did you see?
Well, I think it's the right call, partner, because sometimes we'll see officials kind of let them play. But by the letter of the law, that's definitely a penalty.
So the yellow flag came out, and that leads to a new set of downs for this offense. 1st and 10. Winston.
And the timing a bit off that time as that one falls to the ground.
He shook his head right when he released that throw. He knew it was going to be a little off target.
Yeah, the excitement got him on that one. Wasn't able to control the fact the receiver was open, and it would have been an easy throw.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. Winston. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle 3rd. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down.
Feels like they're getting caught in between here because they did completions on 1st and 2nd down. Now you got to worry a little bit about the clock because you prefer not to give them another shot here in the 1st half. But if you don't pick up the 1st down, guess what? You're likely going to have to.
Again, it's Winston. That's complete to his running back, Kamara. And he's able to get this one out closer to midfield across the 45. 5 yards, not enough. And it'll be 4th down.
Here's Blake Gillikin now.
And a fair catch called for and made at the 12-yard line. It'll wind up just a 35-yard punt, no return. And the Steelers are going to take over 1st and 10 deep in their own territory. The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
Pickett sets up play action.
It's brought in by Harris. And he is going to lose yardage here. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. Harris running straight ahead. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25.
Off play action, Pickett.
He'll buy some time right.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted.
A young quarterback, Charles, rolling to his right. And I know he's right-handed, but is that one that maybe a veteran sticks in his pocket?
I think so, but you have to remember with young quarterbacks, it may take a few years before they get all the stuff out of them that they did earlier in their career or even in their college days when they were used to being dominant. In this case, the NFL veteran defense ended up winning the battle.
And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans.
Alvin Kamara in the final seconds of the 1st half. And the Saints would extend their lead here just before halftime. So his strong 1st half continues as he finds the end zone here for the 2nd time.
And definitely good blocking at the point of attack. And you just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line. And he's able to take it into the end zone.
And he can't field it cleanly. It's loose.
Solid return. Pretty good field position. They'll start at the 32.
The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive. And they'll indeed start on the ground to run that clock. And he'll get this up to about the 40. And with just 1 second remaining in the 1st half, they'll call the timeout.
Harris going to get it again on 2nd down.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So we reach halftime here in a 10-point game. As we'll send you down to Orlando, and we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. The Steelers going to get the football first here, trailing on the scoreboard as we are back underway on EA Sports.
Well, not one you see often there as he fails to keep it between the sidelines, and that is a penalty every time, and going to give this offense better field position.
And it's every kickoff guy's nightmare, isn't it? Because you don't see yourself doing this, and most of the time you don't. It's absolutely a mishit, and now your team pays the price. Bad field position for your defense.
And he'll power his way forward for about 4 yards there on the first down carry.
Well, at the end of all that hitting and hollering, it was a 4-yard run, so the offense is going to go back to huddle and feel pretty good about themselves. Defensively, you have to feel okay because you didn't let it turn into a bigger run, but the goal, shut it down for 2 yards or less. That's when you start to feel good about yourselves.
No gain on the play there, so they're left with a 3rd down and 6. It's rare that a man his size can't at least push forward for a yard, but they stopped him there for nothing.
You're talking about Tiny? You talking about the little guy back there? That monster. Yeah, you're exactly right. And it takes a group effort to get a guy like that down and not let him.
The throw for Claypool is intercepted.
P.J. Williams with a pick.
As they started that drive, I think they looked at the scoreboard and said, this is a manageable deficit, guys, but let's go ahead and start cutting it down right here. Instead, an interception happened, so a 2-possession game might become 3. So as we get going here in the second half, this could rapidly reach the point where there isn't enough time left for a comeback if their defense doesn't bail them out.
And he'll go down at the 26 following a gain of 6.
I think we all suspected that they were going back to him after he found the end zone on his last carry, and they kept the positive momentum going there. Another nice run by him.
6 yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. Play fake. Winston. Escaping the pressure. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Myles Jack with a sack.
Well, partner, we know they came out of the locker room down on the scoreboard, but I will guarantee you the defensive side of the ball got super emotional. They can come out and play with aggressiveness, with fury, because they don't have to be quite as precise, and it paid off for them on that play, didn't it?
Sure did. Excellent play, really setting the tone for this 3rd quarter. It'll be a gain of 4, but it won't be enough. It leaves them with a 4th down now. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. That's running out of steam, and it won't get there. He left it just short. No good.
Okay, so the personal foul penalty, and those are some important yards lost right there.
Yeah, it all comes down to discipline, doesn't it? And every team tells us that they coach it, they preach it. In this case, it slipped a little bit.
A 1st down throw for Winston. And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Myles Jack picks up his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
Okay, I'm not sure you could actually draw a better pass rush than that one right there. Nowhere to go outside. He had to keep backing up and backing up and backing up. Eventually dropped for a huge loss.
And they'll be inside the 25 now at the 24. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. Caught the defense off guard there a bit on 2nd and long, but now you still have to deal with 3rd and long.
Yeah, you do, but you feel pretty good about the last play, don't you? And maybe it gives you a little bit of confidence dialing up the next one, that maybe your team will believe in it when you send it in.
And Jameis intercepted a 3rd time. Picked up by Minkah Fitzpatrick.
And the Steelers are going to take possession here at their own 6-yard line.
Wow, between last week and this week, that's now 8 interceptions. 5 a week ago, now 3 here.
Well, he is so lucky that one of the defense coordinators I played for, a man named Ken Donahue, is not there right now. Because he saw that happen during his coaching career, and he grabbed the quarterback in the midst of a streak like this and said, tell you what, son, why don't you throw it to the defensive guys, and let's see if our receivers can intercept it.
Well, he's got to figure something out because the current formula is not working. And able to get this one out just shy of the 25 at the 24.
106 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
Man, these guys may not win this ball game, but you certainly can't fault the effort of this man here today. He's been a real thorn in their sides all afternoon. And that last carry puts him over the 100-yard mark.
The ball comes out, and this is picked up by the Saints.
He has been a workhorse for them in this game, and ball security hasn't been an issue until that point.
Yeah, and let's face it, when he's going to carry the ball that many times, he becomes more and more of a target for the defense, knowing that he's going to be the primary guy. They'll just send more and more players towards him, trying to make sure they knock the ball free.
Play clock.
Has accepted the penalty, so that means they will not take possession on the fumble recovery. Well, not sure why in the world you do that, but that is apparently the decision.
The delay of game backs him up 5, 1st and 15. A little jet sweep to start the drive, and he won't get much. Maybe a couple down inside the 35 to the 34.
Behind the chain, 2nd and 13.
Off the play fake, Winston.
That's out to the flat for Ingram.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31.
Brandon, you know this is going to be discussed because this is the fear of all the backs when they run this type of a route. They've got to find the football, and sometimes they don't see the defender. And in this case, he took a pretty good shot for his efforts, but give him credit, able to hold on to the football.
And it'll be intercepted. Picked up by Minka Fitzpatrick.
And the Steelers will take over here at their own 12-yard line.
Yes, folks, that is his 3rd interception, and I'm going to use one of the most overused phrases in football. He's a ball-hawking safety.
I love the way that you called for the shot there. That's perfect, though, because there is something to that. Being a safety often allows you freedom to roam around a defense, maybe not a specific assignment. Today, his assignment, find the football, and he's done so quite well. You get the sense that they're saying we're not playing up to what we're capable of, and we're deep enough into the game that the early jitters are long gone, that they should now have some sense of continuity and be able to make some of these plays that they have not been doing so far.
A 2nd and 10 forthcoming here. 3rd quarter action in the Steel City of Pittsburgh, PA.
Eluding the pressure right. And he's just going to get rid of this thing. To no one here. He throws it away. And now it's 3rd.
His impatience has to be bubbling over, trying to find a way to get his team to the end zone for the first time. He did find a way to break contain and get outside to buy his receivers a little extra time, but the connection couldn't be made on that throw.
Pickett now to throw off the play fake.
And the throw there going to be incomplete. So it doesn't look like they're going to be able to build off the turnover.
Well, the defense certainly did its part. It got them the football. But you're exactly right. It looks like they're going to have to punt this one away. And it's not a turnover, but doesn't it feel like one after grabbing the momentum with the defensive play?
Yeah, and they had all that momentum after getting the football, and now zapped right back in the other direction. And on fourth down, on is the punt team sending this one away. And he'll be out of bounds just shy of the 40. A nice return that time, gets 12 yards back. And this offense, they're going to have excellent field position. They take over with a 1st and 10 on the short side of the field. Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw.
Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes. But the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
Winston to give. It's Kamara.
And very little there. He might have gotten a yard. Yeah, I think he got a yard to the 41.
Sometimes you're aligned perfectly and the play comes to you, and sometimes you got to cover some ground to go make the play, as we just saw there.
We saw a great example of perseverance right there on that play.
Got to be careful. They might want to throw one over his head as this game progresses.
And he's going to get to the 31, enough for the 1st down.
76 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Flush to his right.
Well, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
I think he had to unload that one before he wanted to. He was right up in his grill. I think he was a dentist there without a license, don't you?
Just not enough time for the play to develop. Just lucky it wasn't a fumble, really. Play action now. Winston. He'll air it out deep for Thomas. And he's got him. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, his 4th touchdown on the year.
And the Saints will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd.
Lutz good on the extra point. And that'll make this a 3-score game now. The lead moves to 17. After the touchdown, Lutz to kick it off.
This fielded right at the goal line. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
The Steeler offense here about ready for their next drive.
I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions.
First and 10, here's Pickett.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Saints are going to get this back to their own 34-yard line.
Well, it's not the first time we've seen him give one up here during his rookie season. And in this case, zone coverage forced the mistake. He's made some strides week to week in how he's handling the different type of coverages that he's seeing. But clearly, there's some growing still to do.
Devin Bush sprinting behind the line to track down the ball carrier.
When people talk about plays being blown up, that's exactly what they're talking about. That's Exhibit A for physical play.
Now on 2nd and 13. Winston. And going deep for Hill. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw.
They'll get this out to Kamara.
And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. They'll get only a yard out of that, and it'll bring up 4th down. Here comes the Saints punter now, as he'll kick it away for the 2nd time. Now Austin. They'll call this a 41-yard punt, 7 on the return. And the Steelers will go on offense here, 1st and 10. The Pittsburgh offense at the line to start their next drive.
They were coming off the extra week of rest, but this team started sluggish, and it really didn't get any better from there, and trailing big here in this 4th quarter.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. It's the Honey Badger, Tyrann Mathieu. And he's able to get it back to right around the 27.
And the tough thing is when he goes back and reviews the film, he'll see that he already escaped the pocket. He could have gotten more himself by using his legs, and that might have been the better choice there instead of challenging the zone. A miscalculation on his part, and he pays for it with the interception.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
Well, that kind of hit will certainly fire up your team both on the field and on the sideline. Tackles for lost yardage, they're always welcome.
On 2nd and 12, Winston. And that is incomplete.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
Here's Winston. That escapes the sack. But now he's swallowed up and taken down.
Multiple defenders getting to him there for a huge loss.
So now on comes the field goal unit, and wow, this is no ordinary try here. And this kick is not going to be close. It's well short, well right to boot, and the lead will stay put at 17. Well, they can probably live with that with this late lead in the 4th quarter. That's one of the few things that's gone wrong.
You're exactly right. This one was well in hand. That kick there was more for cosmetics, you know, to add to their score. Not getting it, that shouldn't harm them at all.
Here's a throw out wide, complete to his running back right side.
And they'll get this down to around the 47-yard line.
You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
Off the play fake, here's Pickett.
Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this 2nd half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
Throwing on 3rd down, here's Pickett.
Steps away. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Nowhere to go downfield, but he's able to get out of bounds and stop the clock here with a 1st down. A run with Harris out of the shotgun. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I can just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the 4th quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down 4th quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently.
On 1st and 10, it's Pickett.
Flushed out right. And my goodness, another interception. Chauncey Gardner-Johnson with a pick.
And the Saints are going to take over at their own 2-yard line.
Well, let's face it, Brandon, they're down here in the second half. Want to try and make something happen, and if you're the guy with the ball in your hands, you're going to try even harder, because I think all he was trying to do was to get outside the pocket and see if he can find a big play downfield.
Trying to run down some clock with Kamara. Well, that gives him a little room, but not much. A gain of 2 to the 5. And in this situation with a lead, 4th quarter, they're liking keeping the ball on the ground, I'm sure.
That's just smart football, but you know the defense has to know it as well. They've got to stop them here. So now we're going to see that loading the box in a big way. 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take, puts a little bit more pressure on your big offensive line.
And meanwhile, Winston's throw taken in by Landry.
And all the way to the 25 before he's hit and dropped. A gain there of 21 yards. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports.
Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling.
Boy, an effective play there, getting their wideouts involved in the run game.
And what they're always hoping on that type of a play, that they can get to the end of the line and have a chance to turn it upfield as he did there. That means they controlled the blocking and took care of the defensive end or the outside linebacker to give him that lane.
And I guess I need to clarify, I said getting their wideouts involved in the run game, but of course that was actually a pass as he popped it forward.
And incomplete, he dropped it. Maybe a rookie mistake there, 2nd down. They're still throwing the football here. Now, obviously, the incompletion stops the clock. That's a bad thing.
Feels to me like they're just keeping them honest on defense, because you know they're going to stack the line of scrimmage and try and stop any type of a running play. Short little passes may work in exchange of running plays. Keep the clock moving, keep them moving.
And a big loss here as he's taken down. Now the Steelers use the first of their 3 timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
This is a little hard for me to compute because I'm watching sack after sack happen, but somehow they're still behind in the game. I would expect all of this defensive pressure to translate to them taking a lead, and thus far, it hasn't happened. Time's winding down. They don't want to waste this type of performance.
And now here is another interception. It's Devin Bush, the linebacker, who picks it. And a super return as he gets us all the way down inside the 25-yard line. And I'm starting to wonder, Charles, if 5 interceptions, is that the last that we've seen of him?
Well, I think that a lot of people hope that's the last they've seen of him in this game, probably including himself. If this were baseball, the manager would have been at the mound already and asked for the ball, and he'd be in there getting a shower. But in football, you might have to go stand on the sideline and watch the rest of it and see if your backup can do any better.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
Completes it to Watt. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. 12 yards that time, and a Pittsburgh first.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11.
They hand this off to Harris. And he can't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They'll try and run with Harris. And he'll take this into the end zone. Now, hold on here. We do have a flag down. So let's see what this is about. Chris Boswell now for the extra point. It's up. It's good. That'll make the scoreline 20-10. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown.
Taken in at the 3. And He'll take it a yard or so past the 20, call it the 21. The Saints offense on the field, ready to get their drive started. And still 2 timeouts defensively, but even if they choose to use those, 3 kneel downs should be enough to get out of here with a victory.
And that's exactly what's being stated into the head coach's headset. Oftentimes they have a guy upstairs who monitors this at the end of the game. Little clock management 101.
Kamara gets it again on 2nd down.
And a short gain there as he'll get it up only to about the 24. And a timeout comes in. The whistle's blown with 3 seconds remaining. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you've watched high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
So this one, a victory here for New Orleans, and it's going to be their defense that gets the ink in the headlines tomorrow, and for good reason. They forced 5 turnovers in this game.
And while we were watching this game unfold, I kept thinking about when we did our training camp tour and something that you noticed along the way. Just about every camp we visited, when the defense got together, everyone was doing ball drills. Defensive linemen, linebackers, secondary, because they understood how vital it was to take the football away. And they wanted every opportunity. When the ball was knocked free, they want all those guys to be familiar with touching the ball so they could pick up the fumble or get the interception, and we saw it pay off in this one here.
Yeah, 5 times. They'll remember this one. So for New Orleans, it's a rare victory for them as they get that record back to 3-7. And they'll return home next week to take on the LA Rams. Meanwhile, for the Steelers, they'll lose an important one here as that drops them to 5-4 on the season. And they'll be back home next week as they're set to take on the Cincinnati Bengals. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis,